Good afternoon, everybody. It's Joel Osteen here, and I really hope everyone is okay out here in Texas. But you know, God has a plan, and I didn't let anybody in my church until today. Okay? I'm just busting some balls. It's Demise Music and Entertainment, the Pede Keys number 9, numero 9, okay? So we're doing the podcast. It's a freaking heat wave out here in the Bay Area. Goddamn. San Francisco, which is known for being foggy and cold, it was like triple digits a couple days ago, all right? So we have this heat wave going on. It's September, it's like the end of summer, and it's fucking extremely hot. Jesus. My baby boy was in the sink. His grandparents had him chilling in the sink, which was pretty cute because, with the water. But let's get on this Joel Osteen topic right here. So basically what happened is there's a lot of controversy surrounding Joel Osteen, the Christian guy that you see with the curly hair, dark eyes, and you've probably seen him on TV. He holds huge events, huge Christian events, and he's religious, and he has a huge church, and there's like thousands of people. And he seems like a cool guy, and I take everything in life with a grain of salt, okay? I don't take anything too literal, yet I don't fuck around either. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like I say, okay, in life, I'm not religious at all. That's one thing I want to say. Like, if anyone that watches this, my own dad was asking me, like, why are you putting up a freaking album cover with you on a cross? Well, I had explained to my dad, like, well, first, that wasn't the initial idea for me to be up on a cross on an album cover. The first idea was me holding a tomahawk, walking towards the viewer, walking towards the person looking at the album cover. And then I also gave some other examples with me, like, on a cross, and me kind of huddled down like I was taking a shit or something. And the guy who was doing my artwork said, you know what? I really like the cross idea. So I said, you're the artist. I'm paying you. You do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, you got to let the artist have their mindset to do whatever they want. I'm just the musician. I'm the artist. I'm the rapper, whatever it is. But I was like, hey, whatever you want. I told him, I said, I like the idea with me walking towards the viewer with the tomahawk in my hand, like a Native American warrior. And he's like, that was a good one. But the picture, the lighting was not good. I was like, you know what? Do whatever you got to do. Do what you want to do. I don't want to be one of those guys that's always changing, like, oh, change this, change that. So whatever. So me, when it comes down to that, I have to tell people I'm not religious at all. Okay? I guess my grandmother and her side of the family, they're Catholic, like Mexican-American Catholic, which derives from Spain. And when Spain arrived in the Americas in the late 1400s, they brought Catholicism and tried to convert all the indigenous people into Catholics, thus turning a lot of the Hispanic population in Mexico and Argentina, everywhere, into Catholics, okay? History, buddy. But other than that, if there's God, if you believe in God, or if you believe in whatever, I don't know, and I'm not going to find out, just like I don't think anyone is ever really going to find out, yet they hold on to some type of faith, believing that, that they will, and I am not against that at all. I may be right, I may be wrong. I just say, you know what, karma, I believe in karma, I believe the universe has its way with people. So that's what I say. If people say God, I say the universe. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what the hell is going on, how this all came about. And if anyone comes up and says, well, this is, the Jesus Christ and God, I'm just like, well, I that's something that I don't really believe in too much. I'll listen to your opinion, but can you just let me go about my day, please? Like I do good on my own. Okay, I don't need someone telling me that someone's watching me all the time and that, this guy's the savior of us, Jesus Christ, whatever. Not against it, not totally against it, and not super in it either, because I know people that are religious, that are bad people, or that they use religion as a way of saying, well, if I keep doing bad, all I need is forgiveness, so I can keep doing bad stuff and just be forgiven. Nah, that's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit, all right? So what Joel Osteen is, he's a Christian, and he's a super big, what is it called? I forgot what the word is, but they hold the sermons or the church or whatever. See, that's how far away from this stuff I am. And he's under fire by Christians, by people. Everyone's just like, you're supposed to be a man of God, Joel Osteen. You're supposed to be a man of God. When the hurricane happened, you did not open up your church to us. Huge church, gigantic church. It holds thousands of people. And, he was under fire. People were like, you didn't open your church. You're not a man of God. You're fake. You're phony. And, Houston, Texas, Hurricane Harvey, very devastating hurricane. It's like Hurricane Katrina almost. That was probably one of the worst. But this one is pretty damn bad. And everyone's pointing fingers at Joel Osteen. Everyone's blaming him. And, okay, look at it in two different ways. You could say, all right, this guy is a fraud. He's a phony. He only cares about your money. He wants your money for his plastic surgery on his face. He's a fraud. This is a giant Ponzi scheme. He's not really truly a man of God. His morals are fucked up. He didn't open the church because, that's his true colors. That's one way you can look at it. And that's the way that I say about 70% of people are feeling, because they want someone to blame, right? That's one thing that this society has come to, is let's point blame on everyone else. If I'm a hardworking individual, if I'm an individual that could have got up and got my ass out of Texas, but I just didn't because I thought I could fight it off, I'm going to go and blame someone else for it. So they're going to go and blame Joel Osteen because he has the biggest church over there in Houston, Texas, or whatever, and he's a man of God, right? So they're just going to blame him. All right? Or you could look at it the other way, and you could say, you know what? I'm not going to blame this man at all for anything. The church, they're actually showing footage of his church, and there was water on the ground level, and then the upper level is full of glass. I don't know what the hell really is going on. But he said that it's not a stable place. It's not a safe place for people to stay. People probably would have died. So that's his argument. That's his way of going about saying that's why I didn't let anybody in the church, because it wasn't a safe place. They have pictures on the newscast, the newsreel. They have all that stuff just saying that, he didn't want to let people in there or whatever. I don't know. All I know is this, okay? I'm not there in Texas. I'm not there in Houston, Texas for the Hurricane Harvey. My heart goes out to those people. My family was affected out here in California. We got droughts going on. We have heat waves going on. I was born when the Loma Prieta, California earthquake happened and bridges fell and people got killed with bridges collapsing on them. I've been through earthquakes out here. I've seen the wildfires. We're in a drought, right? We're still in a major drought. It's not going to go away. So the smartest things to do are strategize, plan, plot. If you know there's a hurricane coming, you got to say, all right, what's the best thing to do? What's more valuable? Me standing here fighting off this storm and trying to save my house with this hurricane? Or should I, is my life more valuable? Are my kids' lives more valuable? Do you not have transportation now? I don't know what half these people's story is. But all I know is the main story is that Joel Osteen did not open his doors to the people until today. So September, 3rd, right? So, just take accountability for your own actions, people. Like, stop blaming the man, Joel Osteen, all right? He might be a man of God, he might not be. That's why I don't follow this shit. That's why I'm not into religion, because I make my own freaking morals in the present moment, okay? If I see something that's going on, like a guy beating a girl, a man beating his wife, I'm going to say, you know what, that's absolutely wrong. At that moment in time, I might yell and say, hey, don't do that. And who knows, that guy might be a mass murderer and kill me. So I'm just going to stay out of it. And I'm going to say, I just won't recreate that in my life because I know that's wrong. Stealing. I used to steal when I was a kid all the way up until I was like 19. And then a little bit after that, like 21. And then I was like, all right, Derek Demise, what is it about stealing you like? And I think it was the fact that, one, it wasn't about getting something really, because when I did get it, I didn't care about it. It was the fact that I was being sneaky, and it was the fact that I was like, oh, no one's going to find out, and no one can see me like I'm, it was just like a little game, you know what I mean? It gave me that high, it gave me that rush, it gave me that adrenaline, right? But it's, you can call it getting older, getting wiser. People don't change, actually. There's people that are like 45, 50 years old. I know people that are in their 30s that still go out there and steal, petty theft, all that bullshit, right? I gave that up a long time ago because I realized, I said, this is some fucking bullshit. It shows your character, okay? If you want to have a good character, if you want to shake someone's hand firmly and be a trustworthy person, you have to not do none of that stuff. You can't do any of that stuff. You can't go out there and do any Ponzi schemes, or you can't lie to people, or you can't bullshit people, tell them what they want to hear, and then go around and backstab them. That's going to make people stay away from you. That's going to make people want to not be your friend. That's going to make people hate you, okay? And then what are you're going to be left into nothing. You're going to be left doing shit you don't like for the rest of your life. Left with half the man you used to be. With all the ambitions, all the dreams, all the goals that you had are all gone because you're doing some Ponzi schemes out there. You were stealing. Joel Osteen, what if his whole Christian church thing goes under because in the moment of truth, the hurricane that happened in Hurricane Harvey, in the moment of truth, he crumbled, okay? Either he crumbled, he fumbled the ball, and now he's going to be under scrutiny forever, and he's going to lose all of his money and all of his respect. Or if legitimately he did not want people to go in his church because of safety issues, he can definitely come back. It's what happens. You know what I mean? Like, look at R. Kelly, all right? For instance. You see R. Kelly, he's been accused of having sexual relations with younger girls. He married Aaliyah, or he got with Aaliyah when she was hella young. She was a minor. The stories add up, okay, over time. Now, people gave him a second chance, and they're like, oh, it's R. Kelly, though. But now look, more accusations. See? That's someone that is doing these quote-unquote Ponzi schemes throughout life, trying to do the opposite of what's right in the universe. The universe is going to expose you. So R. Kelly got a second chance. He got a third chance. He got a bunch of chances to kind of really show people that he did not do any of this shit. Hey, the universe is showing right now. It's exposing him. He has an addiction to these young girls. He's a creeper. He's a chomo. He's a child molester. Now this is the universe saying, look, we're exposing this man for what he is. He does not have self-control. The stories are adding up. The history is repeating itself again. Okay? That's an example of, something that's bad. Just an example of someone that cannot come back. Okay? Now I'm trying to think of an example. That was a major example, right? That was something extreme because it had to deal with like underage love affairs, underage sexual affairs that R. Kelly, the freaking R&B singer, was going through. But let's say like I don't know, this is a stupid example, but Conan O'Brien in a way, okay? He was on the late night talk show, whatever. And this is when Twitter was very young in its infant years, man, when Twitter was still pretty brand new, before social media was like super big, Facebook was still kind of new. And I think late night was taking him off TV. So Conan O'Brien, if you don't know, is one of the funniest guys that I've seen on TV. And, this guy is a natural funny guy. He's not putting on a show for you in that sense, like his jokes come real. He's like in the moment, okay? Unlike that hack Jay Leno. Hey guys, it's Jay Leno, right? It's Conan O'Brien. Conan O'Brien's a fucking boss. He's a pimp. But, yeah, like I don't know if he got fired or let go from the show or his show got canceled. I don't remember. I'm not going to look all this stuff up. It's just going to take more time. But basically, the moral of the story is the fact that Conan O'Brien took it like a man, and he said, all right, I'm just going to go do a world tour or a nationwide tour with a couple of other buddies with music. Conan O'Brien plays guitar with other musicians, stand-up comedy acts, and just kind of go on tour, get with the people, all right? So then he wanted to see what's up with the people, okay? He went from being on TV, interviewing celebrities, and he said, I want to take this more to the streets in a way, in a sense, because it seems like Conan O'Brien is a very personable person, all right? Like he wants to get to know you, and he's a little more humble than these other guys. So, and then he took to Twitter, and then everyone, his social media fan base grew, and he just had like this cult-like following, and everybody was just like, hey, Conan O'Brien is the man. His true followers were like, you know what, F that, we're here for you. That was the big-time TV and late night, all that crap, screw all those guys. We're here for you, Conan. We were watching that because of you. We weren't watching because of late night TV, Jay Leno and all these other guys. We were watching because we like you, Conan. So he got the real fans to appreciate him. He got the real fans to follow him on Twitter and go out on he was selling out his tours around, his performances, and people were just like, we love you, Conan. Like, fuck the TV, fuck all that. You don't need that. You can do stuff on YouTube. And now look, it came back full circle because he's a good person. He has that heart. If someone is actually a good person, the universe will expose that. So no matter what dirt anybody throws on that person's name, or what type of or what kind of shit they'll throw on them, like accusations or lies, and say like, oh, that person is a fake, a fraud. And if you're not a fake or a fraud, and you take it, and you take it like a man, and you say, hey, this person has some very strong things to say about me, but that's just not me, then you'll be exposed in the good light, okay? So the universe will be like, this person is not a thief, this person is not a fraud, this person is not a fake. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the people that are putting accusations on this person or pointing blame, okay? So, that's why I had to stay away from all that theft and all that stealing and all that lying, because the more you keep that up, the more people are going to start pointing fingers at you, and the less trustworthy you'll be, the less respect you'll get, the more conniving you'll look, and the more conniving you'll be, until you'll be just a shitty person, a person of lies, a person of deceit. And to religious people, you'll be like, that's a sinner right there. Yeah, well, everybody that believes they're so damn religious are entitled to anything. They do bad shit all the time too. They just ask for forgiveness. Why not, instead of asking for forgiveness, just not do it in the first place? You know what I mean? Or people that are, I've been sober for a year and a half or whatever. It's like, okay, good. Don't rub it in people's face so much. I talk about how I got over alcoholism and smoking cigarettes and being in dark places because I know people can relate. So I say it bluntly and boldly in a way of like, hey, you can get your ass out of that rut. But I don't post every fucking month or every week saying, like 64 days sober, 65 days sober. That's like rubbing it in people's face. It's like, okay, well, what about the people that just never picked up the bottle? Where's their cookie? Like, they don't get a pat on the back? Okay, so the Joel Osteen thing with the Hurricane Harvey and him not opening up the doors, to people that are in Houston, Texas, to them, they might have a different perspective because they're in it and their houses are gone and all that shit. But stop pointing blame. What are you going to do? Are you going to blame Joel Osteen for not opening up the fucking church doors? Who are you going to blame next? Mother Nature? God? You're going to blame somebody till you can't even, you got to look at yourself and blame yourself and say, I decided to live here, right? I might have been born here in Houston, Texas. I know that there's tornadoes and hurricanes and all that shit, all right? It's my choice to live here. I will deal with the fact that all that shit happens. No one fucking worries about it till after it happens and they all start freaking out. I live in California. Yes, if an earthquake does happen and the house crumbles and shit, if something happens, I'm not going to blame California. I'm not going to blame Mother Nature. I'm not going to blame the earthquake. I'm going to say, hey, I could have lived out in fucking Houston, Texas. Or I could have lived out in fucking New York or somewhere else where they didn't have that. The freaking earthquakes. Okay, so it's a decision that you make and, it's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate for most people out there. So, I don't know. All I know is that the freaking Joel Osteen is trying to make up for it now. And we'll see in due time if he was a fake, a fraud, a phony, all for your money. Or we'll see if he's really a man of God, if he's really a religious guy and he stands by his morals, and that if it was truly unsafe for anybody to go into his mega church and stay in there. And now he's opening it up. And you never know, he might be doing that because of the pressure, and people are telling him, hey, you got to do this now, you got to make up for it. So, I don't know, we'll figure that out. But, that's just all I want to talk about right now for the Demise Keys, is that we'll find out, man, this is some crazy stuff that's going on in the world. There's floodings in other countries as well, not just America, not just in Houston, Texas. And they keep talking about the big one in California, the earthquake, and I'm waiting for that, we'll see what happens. See if any tsunamis come over to LA or freaking Bay Area. We'll see. All right, guys, that's it for the Keys.